leaves 2 police officers injured, and now school children are going home under police protection. I'm Eleanor Andrews. I'll explain why coming up in a live report.
The parents of the admitted highway serial shooter take the stand for the prosecution.
There was no indication that there had been an injury. There was no indication that there had been an assault.
A former Mifflin assistant principal in the hot seat speaking out about an alleged sexual assault of a student.
NBC 4 at 5 starts right now.
NBC 4 at 5 starts now.
In the process of stopping a robbery suspect, an Upper Arlington police officer finds himself in the path of the getaway car. From a suspected burglary to hit and run involving an officer. Good evening, everyone. I'm Cabot Ray.
I'm Colleen Marshall. Thanks for joining us. Upper Arlington police try to corner a suspect, but then the situation takes an unexpected turn. Eleanor Andrews joins us live with the very latest.
Well, Colleen, it's been an intense 6 hours here. The manhunt is on. 3 area schools have been in lockdown all day, and now the intense search has taken to the streets as police try to find the second suspect responsible for a burglary.
And this is the most intense call that I've faced.
And I heard 4 loud bangs.
Is there anybody you can cut loose over?
Sounded like gunshots to me.
Upper Arlington residents heard the gunshots ringing through the streets just before 11 o'clock Monday morning. Upper Arlington police say 2 of their officers fired at burglary suspect William Ernest Brooks III. He allegedly was trying to get away in this red Pontiac Grand Am after a Normandy Square condominium resident made a frantic call to 911. The woman reportedly told a dispatcher she came home to a kicked-in door. And then the burglary victim described what she thought was the suspect still sitting in a vehicle close to her condominium. Upper Arlington police say they shouted at the suspect to get out of the car.
Driver drove towards the officers, attempting to strike and run one of the officers down, and did actually strike that officer and send him to the hospital.
16-year-old veteran Jerry Hutchinson and Officer Donald Brannon were both taken to Riverside Hospital. Meanwhile, officers chased the suspect, who jumped a fence and was found hiding in this backyard. And we're live off of Reed Road. You see the cruisers behind me? They are still at the scene of that condominium where the break-in occurred. They say they're trying to gather more evidence because just east of the location right now, they found a bag that they believe belongs to that second suspect, possibly some stolen goods in it. So they say they will be out here looking for that alleged second suspect. And of course, we'll have an update for you coming up tonight at 6 o'clock. Cabot.
More witnesses taking the stand for the prosecution in the highway serial shooting trial. The first part of the day filled with victims' testimony. The latter part of the day, McCoy's own parents taking the stand. Nancy Burton joins us live from the courthouse with the very latest. Nancy?
Well, Cabot, both Charles McCoy's mom and dad were on the stand testifying before jurors, and the admitted serial shooter showed no emotion. Now, McCoy's own mom told jurors she actually found 4 guns in their house before he left for Las Vegas, 2 shotguns and a 9mm. McCoy's mother told jurors the alleged murder weapon she found in Charles's bedroom as she was changing the sheets one day.
He left for a while to go somewhere, like a pack of cigarettes or something. I don't remember. Then I went down and I looked under the mattress.
And what did you find under the mattress?
2 pieces of a gun.
Now, McCoy's mom testified that she and Charles took that gun, the alleged murder weapon, to his dad's house and put it in a barbecue grill. McCoy's mom did break down and cry, though, when she talked about how cooperative she has been with detectives investigating her son and his connection to 12 shootings, one of them fatal. Earlier today, victims of some of those shootings testified, many about actually seeing McCoy on 2 different overpasses with a gun in his hand.
Cheryl Schreier was scared to drive because the highway serial shooter was still out there.
I was afraid that we would be shot at. I had seen all the news media.
Schreier's fears came true February 8th as a bullet struck her white minivan on Interstate 71 in Fayette County.
My friend sitting in the passenger seat beside me said, "What's he doing up there? He shouldn't be up there." Immediately after that, I felt an impact through the steering wheel, and there was ice all over my windshield. I was still trying to keep the car on the road. At the same time, I was trying to make sure that no one in the car had been shot, was hurt.
Schreier was not the only shooting victim to see a man with a gun on an overpass that day.
He was directly in front of me. He actually stopped his car in the lane that I was driving and walked right across to the railing.
Douglas Berry says once Charles McCoy was arrested and his face was all over the news, Berry was positive it was Charles McCoy on the railing that day.
I saw the picture and it sent chills through my body. I was very sure.
Eyewitness Terry Blosser also testified he saw McCoy shoot Tony Hall's SUV on Interstate 70.
The guy that I saw before we went under shoot, then I saw the white puffs of smoke, 3 or 4 shots.
Now, the state is expected to present more witnesses tomorrow, but then possibly rest. And coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, hear more from McCoy's own mom and father.
Thank you very much, Nancy. Residents of Chillicothe are still coming to grips with the fact that a very popular officer was gunned down last week. Tomorrow, area schools will close so that students can attend Officer Larry Cox's funeral. Tonight, the search for the suspect moves forward. Natalie Walston joins us live from Chillicothe with the latest.
Colleen, thousands of people are expected here today to pay their final respects to Officer Larry Cox. Take a look at the line behind me. The line started forming outside at 3 p.m. The calling hours began at 4 p.m. and go until 8 here at the Shoemaker Center at Ohio University Chillicothe. There are lots of school children here, an unusual sight for calling hours, but Officer Larry Cox touched many lives as a DARE officer in the Chillicothe schools. An elementary school principal today told us Cox stood as a father figure for many people. Cox was shot and killed Thursday after a robbery. He leaves behind a wife and a teenage son. He was 42 years old. Many of his former students and community members remember him with respect.
He was really funny, and he liked talking, and he talked to everyone. He was really nice. I mean, he got along with everybody.
I have a small business, and I had some robberies, and he came in and helped each time, and he was so kind, and he was investigating and really comforted me in that time, and he's just a great person. He was a great person.
We're back here live at calling hours for Larry Cox, where many people are paying their last respects. Now, the funeral for Cox will be held tomorrow here at the Shoemaker Center in Chillicothe. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Natalie. New tonight at 5, one of the Mifflin High School administrators tangled in the web of controversy involving the alleged sexual assault of a special needs student comes out swinging. She's one of 3 assistant principals suspended for 10 days after last month's incident. David Wayne talked with her today. Dave?
Well, the investigation of an alleged sexual assault against a female student has attracted national attention for the way it was handled. Mifflin's principal is being fired. 3 assistants faced short-term suspensions without pay. Now one of them is speaking out.
It's not at all about the child or the incident. It's not at all about the truth because of the reaction that was taken by the top administration to remove all of us from the positions.
Susie Redder-Helfrich says she's ignoring orders to keep quiet about the now infamous March 9th incident at Mifflin High involving a developmentally disabled girl. She and other staff members have been criticized for not calling police after the alleged sexual assault.
There was no indication that there had been an injury. There was no indication that there had been an assault. The word wasn't being used at all.
In fact, Redder-Helfrich says she believes what took place was consensual sex, an all too common occurrence, she says.
So we have these things happen on a regular basis. We know when we have to report injury, abuse, neglect. There was no sign of injury. There was no reported abuse and neglect.
NBC4 recently poured through personnel files from each administrator involved. Redder-Helfrich was the only one with some questionable evaluations. She says it was an isolated case that doesn't reflect her entire 10-year career with the district.
The year prior to that evaluation with a different evaluator, I was recommended to be promoted to a principal.
And the district is not commenting on Redder-Helfrich's comments. A spokesman did tell me the district is moving forward with the investigation and taking steps to address the situation. We'll hear more from that assistant principal tonight at 6. Cabot.
All right, thank you very much, David. Believed to be armed and dangerous. Police want to know if you recognize this man. The story behind this surveillance video next.
That is not safe. You don't have the right to hit me.
When reasoning didn't work with a kindergartner, the staff called police. The action taken by officers is stunning, and tonight the district reacts.
And the driver of this car would have an amazing story to tell. That's if she could remember it. Jim?
This might be the time gas up the mower because weather's not going to be very good other days this week.